Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everybody to the Fantasy Football Prophet podcast. I'm Craig, joined by Jeff, and we have a little bonus episode for you. We weren't really planning on doing a third episode this week, but thought we'd do a little mock draft because it's always interesting to see after we're getting these rankings done. I kind of just wanted to see how we would do this draft. We've done a few of them in the past where we went against each other, but this one we're actually going to draft this for the same team, and I have a feeling we're going to probably differ on some, so we're going to have a little debate here on what to pick. Who do you want? And so it'll be interesting to see our different thought process on it and, you know, what we both think. And what we're going to do, I think we're going to pick the 7th pick because that makes it much more interesting, I think.
Yeah, and you already, I mean, if you've listened to our podcast before, you know that if you have the top 3 picks, you know, you already know what we would do.
It's easy.
So I think that 7th, you're kind of in no man's land, so you can go either way, and I think that'll be the most interesting pick.
Yep. Yeah, it can go either way. You can go receiver there. You can go running back. I'm not sure what we're gonna be, you know, thinking of here yet. I'm gonna be interested to see what you think. What I think. I don't know. I really don't. We're gonna do a 10-team league, maybe a little quicker, and this is gonna be just standard, no PPR. So I guess we might as well just get going. All right. So the draft has started already, without us.
Beautiful.
And let's see here. What was the board here? Le'Veon Bell went 1. David Johnson 2, Zeke 3, no surprise. Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham, Julio Jones. Really not a surprise. And this is what happens. What do? Some of the guys, obviously the names are going to be the running backs, McCoy and Gordon. Wide receivers, basically Mike Evans is kind of your choice at this point. What do you do?
I hate this pick so much.
I know, that's why I wanted to pick this one because it's interesting. Back around, we have about what? You have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yet before you turn around. And 13. We have some picks before our next one. So whoever we don't pick is probably not lasting. We're not going to get him again. Do you go with the receiver or do you just go get one of these top running backs? My thought is I think you need a running back. As much as I like Mike Evans, I think it's deep at wide receiver. If you don't get McCoy or Gordon, you could get Howard. But do you want Howard as your number 1? Do you want Ajayi as your number 1? What do you think? What are you thinking? But I'm not sold on McCoy because of his injuries. Gordon, I don't know. What do you think here? Or do you go with Evans? Do you go with the big time guy? Who's your number 1 receiver?
He is my number
7.
Overall number 1 receiver.
Is that where you'd lean?
Especially in the snake draft when we're talking about like this, I go with you. I think we have to get a running back
because it's gonna. You might not even get Howard or Ajayi.
Yeah, I almost think it would be more beneficial, and if it works out this way, to actually get 2 running backs. Because I really do believe after the fact you can find real value in a wide receiver.
If we could
as much as I hate passing up on someone like Mike Evans, which I absolutely love.
It's so deep.
I think the question here is
McCoy
or Gordon, and I think in both of our ranks that we've done, I believe both of us had McCoy over Gordon.
This is where it's
not
nice
by a lot.
But it's nice to see this when you actually get it right in front of you. What do you do?
But the knock against McCoy is his age.
Yep.
And then knock against Melvin Gordon is can he do it again?
Yep. And some people are worried about that yards per carry. We're not really as much, but there is worries about it.
I think I would have to right now. I'd have to lean with my rankings, and I would have to say McCoy,
and then we're hoping one of these other running backs is there. That we're
I'm kind of praying that Howard is there when we come back.
Let's see here. We're going to pick McCoy. I think we're going to trust our ranks, and we know what we've talked about this. How you need running back, so we're going to go with it and see what you get here. All right, so McCoy's our pick. All right, what happened after that pick was Gordon went next, of course. Then DeMarco Murray, then Mike Evans, and then A.J. Green, Jordan Howard, and Leonard Fournette. So Howard went disappointing, right?
Yeah, heavy on running backs.
Yep. So what that leaves is, if we want to go 2 running backs, you got Devontae Freeman's there. Ajayi's also there. Our ranks both have Freeman, I believe, ahead.
Yeah.
And I think at wide receiver that it's Jordy Nelson and Dez. I think you go strong running back here.
Yeah, I think it's the safer option.
I think you go Freeman, right?
Yeah, I really like Freeman, yeah.
I think we're going to go Freeman. There's not much debate. We want to go big running back because we think wide receiver's deep. And that's kind of what we're going to bank on. I think wide receiver is very deep. It's much deeper than running back because now a bunch of picks went off the board again. All right, so after we picked Freeman, it went T.Y. Hilton. Then the Jai went off the board. Jordy Nelson, Des Bryant, Michael Thomas, second-round pick. It just still seems crazy to me. And then Carlos Hyde ended the round 2. See, that's where I'm very happy we got those running backs now. Because as much as I think Hyde could do something, I worry if it's a tough pick. I'm not sold on him.
And even in round 3, the quality of player, very good. But, I mean, you go ahead and tell them what round 3.
Amari Cooper, who I like a lot, went top of the 3rd. Then it went Todd Gurley, who was this is all complete potential there. See, that I'm happy with the running backs we got. Gronkowski, Doug Baldwin, Lamar Miller, Allen Robinson.
Yeah. So,
see, this is what I like, because some of these wide receivers that went off the board, I like some of these other guys better. I really do. Okay, and this is where it gets interesting, too.
we're going to...
Okay, talk about this. Wide receiver is so deep, I think. I think you can get value. Is this the spot where people start to think about Aaron Rodgers?
I'm thinking about it as we speak. Because
typically
I'm either taking a chance on DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah.
Well, typically in an auction draft, Snake switches this up. In an auction draft, we both usually go with the cheaper quarterback route. Maybe not. We spend a little bit, but not a lot. So you usually go cheaper quarterback route. A lot of people like to skip on quarterback, and I would skip on quarterback if it was any other quarterback other than Aaron Rodgers. He just makes me pause for a second. And yeah, I'm not a big Hopkins and Cooks.
Yeah, I mean Hopkins, Cooks, and Elshon, which I like all 3 of those. Is there anyone else around?
I mean, after those 3, it goes like Sammy Watt, Keenan Allen. You're a big Keenan Allen guy.
Yeah, I love Keenan Allen.
Would you, wide receiver wise, if we went wide receiver, think about it. Would you go Keenan Allen over Hopkins, Jeffrey, and Cooks? You have them ranked that way. So is he who you want as your number 1?
He comes with a little more risk, but yeah, I do like him more.
See?
And there's and we're staring at this. We're staring at a top 20, and half of these guys are gone, obviously. But I already know that there's so much more underneath. In this situation, I actually would go Rodgers.
I want to see what okay. I guess this isn't our real team. I kind of want to see what our team looks like. We have 2 good running backs, I feel like. Pretty solid. And you can get the number 1 quarterback. I still think it's deep enough at wide receiver.
I do too.
This is more.
I mean, let's try.
I'm going to do it because I want to see what this strategy turns out. So, usually against what we normally do, we're the first team to get a quarterback.
I think this is where if you're not really sold on the person, you take the person that's going to give you the biggest advantage in that position. Yep. And I think Aaron Rodgers is that guy.
Okay, this is perfect because after this, Brandon Cooks went, then Drew Brees, so it's already another quarterback. Marshawn Lynch already. DeAndre Hopkins. Tyler Eifert.
Wow, that's high.
He went ahead of Kelsey.
What? Wow, yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, he does have a huge potential. But...
Then Devonta Adams. So you know why this is perfect? Keenan Allen's sitting right there.
I love Keenan Allen.
I think that was the right strategy. Because we would have probably you would have argued for Allen there, I think, at 3rd round if we went wide receiver.
Yeah, I probably would have.
Right? And so we just waited. A couple more went off the board. Keenan Allen is now...
How far down is he still?
He's down there. I mean, there's people... Okay, yeah, you want to look at that as... Okay, we have...
Elshon's still there, too.
But we have quite a bit of picks before our next one. So if we skipped on Allen here...
Yeah, they're probably all going to be gone.
Yeah. The chances that he returns to us aren't great. Running back-wise, I'm not interested, really, in what's there.
No, that's why we took 2 right away.
Tight end, Kelsey's there. I'm interested in that. But
that's fun, but I think you get more bang for your buck with Keenan Allen.
And we don't have a wide receiver.
Yeah. I like Keenan Allen. What do you think?
I think that's where we got to go. I like him better than the options on the board right now. I mean, I probably have Alshon ranked ahead of him, like 1 spot, but you have Allen ranked ahead of Alshon by a couple spots.
I have him a top 10 guy. So
we'll go with that.
I get a number 1 wide receiver in my eyes.
Yep.
In the 4th round, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I think that worked out perfect. Very interesting to get Aaron Rodgers. We didn't plan that, but after Keenan Allen, Isaiah Crowell went off the board in the 4th. Sammy Watkins, Tom Brady, then Alshon went. Demaryius Thomas, Andrew Luck. So a lot of quarterbacks. I'm happy with getting Rodgers then. Then to start the 5th, Michael Crabtree, Golden Tate, Terrell Pryor, Christian McCaffrey, round 5. I don't know yet. Then Kelsey almost made it back to us. I might have even picked Kelsey. If
I'm
kind
of glad he didn't because I
would
would
have
been
been
too
tempted.
tempted.
Then Tevin Coleman went. So
The only one that I'm kind of bummed about is Terrell Pryor didn't make it back to us.
Yep.
Because I know we're both kind of high.
We have 3 receivers to fill here, so we took a chance by getting Rodgers, so we're going to be a little bit down on receiver now. But this leaves us players like Moncrief, who you're high on.
Yeah.
Then there's Landry, Edelman, Sanders. So I think, yeah.
Wow, there's
Calvin
a lot of
Benjamin
guys.
could last. A couple of these, we're going to be able to get a third out of these.
There's still a lot of guys I love on here, and I'll just read them off as well. Like Moncrief, I would jump over Landry, Edelman, Sanders. Like, you're wondering how many guys will go if you don't pick a wide receiver.
And I have Landry ranked ahead, but I'm not going to fight you on Moncrief on this one either, because I think you have him higher, like enough spots ahead.
Moncrief is a big one, and then I'm looking at Martavis Bryant, which is
he's going to be there.
He might come
later.
back, and if we could get him as a number 3 after skipping on wide receivers, he could be our big play guy. That'd be awesome.
So Moncrief as our number 2 receiver. So our wide receivers aren't going to be the strongest, but maybe not. They could be great though.
Yeah, and I think the great thing about this is you'll have a huge depth in wide receiver because there's a lot of talent at the bottom end that you can get even in rookies.
Oh yeah.
So you'll have 7 guys that you'll be able to pick from, and that's the great thing about wide receiver. You can't say the same thing about running back, or even really. And quarterback is very similar, but
after we picked Moncrief, Roethlisberger went off the board. Corey Davis, a little early.
Corey Davis, wow, that is early.
Spencer Ware, who just doesn't. I don't even know if he's gonna be the guy. I think Kareem Hunt has a chance to take a lot of the work away. Greg Olsen, he's still getting ranked there, but the way Olsen played at the end of that year was just. Ugh.
Now you're about to see me get sick.
Then Stephon Diggs and Julian Edelman. So we're sitting here in the 6th. We have our quarterback filled, running back. We have 2 of our 3 receivers. I don't necessarily care about filling out the team always. It's just you want to get the best talent. But it might be wide receiver. God, if Jordan Reed could not be hurt, I'd want him right here.
Say Jordan Reed is sitting at the top of the list, and the thing about because he is more talented without a doubt. He would be an upgrade.
If we look around here, let's see here, wide receiver wise, if we want to fill out our wide receivers, we got. It's Jarvis Landry, who has a 3rd receiver solid. Emmanuel Sanders, I'm not excited about it.
Is this I'm sorry, go back up. Is this a quick turnaround or is this the long one?
This right here, this will be a long turnaround. We got to wait for a bit to get our next pick.
That does scare me.
All right, but okay, if we pass on Landry, Sanders, Fitzgerald, Martin, I like the guys who are down here below that. You could end up with Brian as your 3rd and might be okay with it.
I really do want Brian.
Really Snead.
Oh, see, I like both of them. Okay.
We could wait for Snead. Do you go with the talent right now and Reed? Possibly even. And take a chance?
I know. Is
there running back? Do you go for
because that would be great to have one more on there.
Well, let's see here. C.J. Anderson's the top ranked guy, but he's probably not. I don't even know if he's my top rank. He's up there. Ingram, Lacey. Really, it's like not these guys. I'm not excited about either.
No, I mean they're definitely better than the guys that are coming below them. But I'm interested in Delvin Cook, AP, Bilal Powell. Kind of have a little bit of love for Frank Gore. I love him as a late round pick. I guess between those 3, I think those are the top guys: C.J. Anderson, Mark Ingram, Eddie Lacy. Do any of those guys?
I feel like I'd lean Ingram.
I would be totally fine with that. Mark Ingram.
Yep.
Because I think we need to get one more to solidify that.
Wide receiver wise, I'm not the guys that are top right now. I'm not sold on.
I think we'll get Snead or Martavis Bryant as our number 3, and I'd be super happy with that if we wait one more round.
I think Ingram's the guy here.
I like that pick a lot.
So I like our not everyone would have gone for Ingram there, but I like our running backs at McCoy, Freeman, Ingram. I think that's solid.
Yeah, very.
All right, so after we picked Ingram, we had to wait on Jimmy Graham jumped off the board right after us, so he went ahead of Reed.
Okay.
So when Jimmy Graham, Emmanuel Sanders, then Jordan Reed, Eddie Lacy, Matt Ryan, Larry Fitzgerald, Kyle Rudolph, which
starting round 7.
Yep.
Yeah, Kyle Rudolph in 7th. That's rough.
Not excited about it. C.J. Anderson, Russell Wilson, then Joe Mixon, who I guess we'll have to wait and see on this one. I'm not.
Yeah, I think people are jumping the gun on that one a bit, but
and quarterbacks Cam Newton and Dak Prescott.
I think those quarterbacks are going way too high too.
Dak Prescott, I would not be picking Prescott
Well, I
over
wouldn't be picking-
Jameis, Derek Carr, Cousins, Mariota.
I mean, they
Rivers.
also Cam Newton and who was the guy right before that?
I don't even remember the board now.
But anyway, all three. I feel like
Where'd the board go here?
who was it?
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, but he had an off year as well.
Yep.
I think you definitely have to wait on those guys. I think that's way too high.
So it's working out like to what at this point now we're waiting on tight end. I think we've we've waited to that point. You like Hunter Henry, but you don't like him enough.
Yeah, Delaney Walker, Hunter Henry are still there, which I will grab if they stick around for another 2 rounds.
I think at this point, after not getting some of these guys, I might as well just wait a round or two because there's still talent on the board. Like Jarvis Landry, no one seems to like him. He's still sitting there. So we need a third receiver, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So it's Landry. Because a lot of it's Landry. Brandon Marshall's not going to be our guy. And there's Decker, but you'd probably go. There's Calvin Benjamin.
Okay.
Bryant.
I was going to say, yeah, so Benjamin,
Landry,
Crowder.
Landry's just, at this point, well above these guys. But it's, again, you get him actually on the board here, and we're not like, dude.
True.
You know what I mean? You're not excited about it. But
it's a short turnaround, too, so we could get Landry, and then we could go with, like, Martavius Bryant, assuming he makes it back to us, which it looks like he might.
He will.
And that would be, personally, I want Bryant. But Landry is too good to almost pass up.
Yep.
So I would probably go with that, and then we would fill out our running backs, and we would have 3 guaranteed competent wide receivers, and we'd have upside with all of them as well.
I think so. I think go Landry here.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I think he's just he's much better than these guys.
And don't break my heart, and I hope
Martellus Bennett went next. Brandon Marshall, Marcus Mariota, Ty Montgomery, Seattle Seahawks defense. I hate people.
What the heck?
Yeah, why do you do that? Adrian Peterson.
Well, they're banking on our third running back not turning out.
That is, I would have liked to get both of them, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves wide receiver wise. We want a fourth. It's between basically, Bryant's there.
Dude, I love Bryant.
Or is Snead? Are you sure you want Bryant over Snead? Snead's sitting there.
I do want Bryant over Snead.
You do?
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, I want them both, and the fact that Kelvin Benjamin is sitting there too, and this is what I'm talking about.
There's going to be somebody.
Look at all of this talent.
We've waited,
right
so in tight end still, Delaney Walker, Hunter Henry is still there, which I still want these guys over.
And that's the crazy part. We could easily end up with Bryant, Snead. We could get Tyreek Hill. I mean, we could end up with 3 more quality wide receivers.
If Snead turned around and is available again after I think we'd go for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost. So you're
with me for Bryant?
Yeah, we can do it. This is our fourth receiver. He's not starting for us, so why not? Let's take a chance.
I think he has huge upside. I love that guy.
All right, let's see what happened after.
Come on, Snead.
He might make it, but he did not make it back. That's the chance you take. All right, after Bryant went off the board, it was a little running back group here with Abdullah, Rawls, Gillislee, Powell. Who do you like the most? Powell probably out of that.
I like Powell.
I like Abdullah. I think if he stays healthy, but Powell's probably the more of a sure thing.
Yeah, I like Powell a lot.
Then Delaney Walker. Dalvin Cook went off the board.
Which is an interesting one.
Did Dalvin go off the board before Latavius Murray?
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he did. Okay, just wanted to check that out. It seems to be the way people are leaning. Then John Brown. Ooh, John Brown ahead of Decker and Snead.
Not how I would have done it, but no, I mean.
Paul Perkins. He's the guy in New York in the Giants, but I'm not. That's something I'm just not interested in.
In round 9, maybe you got value on that one, but I don't like that.
Jordan Matthews and then Frank Gore, who I like better than a lot of these.
Yeah,
guys.
I wish we would have got Frank Gore for our 4th running back.
That would have been the spot to get him.
Yeah,
that's where you get Frank Gore. All right, so we're sitting here.
Kelvin Benjamin is still there. Holy crap! Really?
Right? That's where I'm. Wow. Okay. Running back wise, we have 3 running backs right now, and if you look at it, if you want to pay attention to bye weeks, we have 2 of them on the same bye week. So you're going to need another running back at one point.
Who's left on running back?
So running back wise, Robert Kelly's the top guy ranked, but there's the reason he's probably still around is, we don't know for sure he's going to be the 100% starter there. Then it's Latavius Murray, Jonathan Stewart. So, okay, here's what I like here.
I'll just say, here's the guy I'm going to be looking at. What week is our bye week?
5. So
guess who I want? Doug Martin.
Right, perfect. Yeah. Perfect. And There's a lot of guys ranked ahead of him. I think we can wait on this round to get him. We can wait.
That is
We're going to take a big chance here.
Extremely scary.
All right, this is what I think we should do. Wait on Martin to get him on the turnaround here.
Who do you want to take with this pick?
This is the I'm going to make sure. This is the short turnaround here. I think I'm leaning Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, I am too. I was going to say, if it's Benjamin, I'm down.
All right, we're going to take Kelvin Benjamin as our fifth wide receiver.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Remember, this is a 10 team, so it might.
He was on a bad team last year. He was number 20th overall,
something like that.
We're getting a back end number 2 wide receiver that has potential to get better stats.
Yep. Yeah, if you're in a 12 team, you might be thinking, man, these guys' teams are stacked. But hey, it's a 10 team.
That's true. It is 10 team, but still,
Calvin's my guy.
Yeah.
As our fifth receiver.
And if we please don't take Doug Martin. I think they took him.
No. After Benjamin, it went Tyreek Hill, Devontae Parker,
which we both love.
Latavius Murray, Jamison Crowder, Samaje Perine.
Which Perine is...
He went ahead of Robert Kelly.
Yeah, and they're suggesting he's going to be the starter.
Just what? 2 weeks ago, he was my sleeper that no one's going to pick, and all of a sudden now he's actually being drafted.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Nope.
Then Deshaun Jackson.
Which means...
So, as our fourth running back, who will be back in time for these bye weeks, who could be a top running back, Doug Martin, we get, I think, in a perfect situation.
Yeah, this is working out.
I love that. I love that pick. I love Doug Martin right here.
Can I just make one more hope? Is this would be the perfect team?
Who
if Hunter Henry could stick around?
if he waits around, it's a long one.
But I just love his upside.
If we get to end. After we make this pick, if Henry's there, or even I like Zach Ertz a lot too.
Zach Ertz,
if he's still there,
there's still a lot.
But we'll see if there's a.
I think out of all of them, though, I think Hunter, and maybe I'm just fanboying out too much. I think he has the highest upside. Besides for maybe someone like, I think Ebron would be next to him.
All right, let's see here. What are we gonna get? This is gonna be interesting. Okay, after Martin, it went Rashard Matthews, Rex Burkhead. I'm not picking a New England running back, and it's probably not going to be Burkhead.
Well, it is.
We talked about
it is round 10.
In our the first ranks we did of wide receivers, we talked about the receivers and stuff. We didn't even mention, and we were talking about all the people there, James, and all the mouths to feed. We didn't even talk about Rex Burkhead as being the Patriots. I forgot about him.
They literally have 5 legitimate running backs right now. There's just I can't figure out who's going to get it yet.
Mike Williams went, then Rob Kelly, Jeremy Hill, Mike Wallace, Kenneth Dixon, Pierre Garcon, Corey Coleman, Kareem Hunt, Jeremy Maclin, Jonathan Stewart. So you know what that means. The top tight end left on the board is Hunter Henry.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
And I think we just picked Hunter Henry here.
I do. I think he is.
You got to
especially for a touchdown, I think he is upside.
So Hunter Henry's our tight end, which I like that pick.
I do too. And I think what I'm looking for at tight end, and I keep saying it, but is upside.
Yep.
Because go ahead and go back up. Who are the guys left in tight end right now?
At this point, it's Ertz, Ebron, Doyle, Howard. Ertz, I like Ertz, but I think Henry's so much. His potential to be so much better than that. And Ebron just never gets it done. Jack Doyle, I think he's going to be okay, but there's not the same potential there. OJ Howard, I think is going to be good, but maybe not this year. Rookie tight ends just don't do it. So that's.
Yeah, and then you have Cameron Brate, which I liked, but they just got Howard.
I think we're pretty solid here. All right, so after Hunter Henry, it went Jamal Charles, Randall Cobb, Danny Woodhead, Jameis Winston, Jamal Williams, Green Bay running back. They picked him at the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, nice.
Then Cam Meredith went off the board.
It's actually funny because I'm kind of a fan for a bunch of these guys in exactly that position where you can gamble on.
Yep.
Randall Cobb, Cam Meredith, I especially like there in the, was that 11th round?
Yep.
That's great. And this is about the time you're going to start having to guess on running backs.
Yeah, and at this point we have, in this league, we still have defense kicker, which will be the last 2 we do. So we have 2 bench spots left. We have 2 backup running backs. We have 2 backup wide receivers. So really at this point, it kind of does what we think talent-wise is out there. So name some of these guys off. See if anybody we get really interested in, because we probably won't get too interested. So or you have to think about handcuff, which at this point, McCoy, his handcuff is kind of up in the air. It's like Jonathan Williams right now for maybe. So at this point, I think we get, as much as we'd want McCoy's backup, I think you skip it.
I think, is Tevin Coleman, did he get drafted?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
So
I missed that one. But
so we don't get his handcuff.
Yeah.
Ingram, Peterson's gone. Or do you go with Alvin Kamara? Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, no.
And Doug Martin, we're not going to need his handcuff really because
I'm not actually clear on who that's exactly is either. I mean, Jacquizz Rodgers. Or...
So yeah, I think handcuff wise, we don't even worry about it. So let's just look at some of the players out here. There's Forte out there. Yeah. Derrick Henry could be a lottery ticket type guy.
I kind of like that pick,
right? Like if this is a fifth running back. Running back wise, I think that's who it is. Theo Riddick. This isn't PPR, so I'm not as interested in Riddick. And if there's a healthy Abdullah, probably not much there. Procise, just not feeling it right now. Gio Bernard, no.
Yeah,
Blunt, we don't know what team he's on yet. So none of these other running backs interest me.
That's the sad part. The only other one that kind of catches my eye, and I know this is a long shot, but also, and he might be the last pick overall, is Deontay Foreman.
Yep.
Another potential lottery pick, but especially when we're looking at the last bench spot you have, more than likely you're going to have to move people around in order to add and drop people.
Yep.
So that last spot is kind of odd man out, and you probably have to get rid of him quickly. So either you can tip your hat of who you like, or, you just hope for an early injury to like Lamar Miller or something.
Wide receiver-wise, some of the guys, it's Kenny Britt, Tyrell Williams, Adam Thielen, Sterling Shepard, Brashard Perriman, Kevin White. Problem is, we already have 5 receivers. So at this point, it's like, you almost take a chance on potential. We don't care about Kenny Britt here, I think.
No, yeah, you're not looking for consistency.
Adam Thielen, I don't care. Tyrell Williams, I don't care. Sterling Shepard, I don't care. Brashard Perriman, I don't care.
Know who I like in this situation is someone like Kevin White or Zay Jones.
Yeah,
and we talked about that with Watkins going down a lot.
But
Zay Jones could turn into a wide receiver 1.
Do you like Derrick Henry a lot more than those guys?
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I'm going to go is Derrick Henry, because if Murray goes down...
I think he can play even with Murray in. So.
And he's our 5th running back.
Yeah.
I like
and it gives us a lot of opportunity. If someone did get hurt, we have things to trade with at least too.
So I'm going to go Henry. There's so much more potential there.
And now we only have 1 bench spot left.
Yep. So we could go. I wouldn't
even mind going kicker first.
Well, let's see who's here. Might as well, because you know what? I wouldn't necessarily mind a backup quarterback if one of these great guys is there, but a lot of them just went off the board. So I'm going to skip that. I don't always go backup quarterback, but if there was somebody good enough, I would have.
Oh, wow, look at that. It was a run of 4. Anyway, read them
so after Henry, it went Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. I was going to say, if Derek Carr was there,
I was going to think or even that. Phillip Rivers, who went next.
J.J. Nelson, Phillip Rivers, Stafford, Brashard Perriman, then Jack Doyle, Gio Bernard, C.J. Procise, Matt Forte, Joe Williams, who is the backup probably to Carlos Hyde in San Francisco, then Kenny Britt. So we're sitting here, 3 picks to go. Defense, kicker, and 1 bench spot. So let's see if anybody catches our eye here. Quarterback-wise, not happening. We're not going backup quarterback.
Right, who just give them a top 3 of guys that are left.
Let's see. I'll go quarterback-wise here first. Tyrod Taylor, Eli Manning, Andy Dalton. That's what you get here. You're not going after.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Running back-wise, Theo Riddick, LeGarrette Blount, despite not having a team. Deion Lewis, Ryan Matthews, Duke Johnson, Charles Sims. I actually see one I might like.
Which one's that?
Because everyone forgets about this guy and doesn't. Terrence West.
Yeah, I never know what to think about him, but since we have so many picked already, he wouldn't be a bad one. But I don't know. I just don't.
I'm not excited. Like he'd be our 6th running back, so we don't even do you even go there at this point?
I mean, he does have upside in the fact that he could end up being the number 1 running back in that situation, which is actually a great spot to pick him.
But with our running backs, are we going to use him?
Probably not. But once again, it's the last bench spot, which we've already talked about. It's kind of up in the air. But
okay, here's what we need. This is actually what we need. We need another receiver because this is why bye week situations. We have 2 receivers on week 9 bye weeks, and we have 3 receivers on week 11. So we have a couple weeks where we need something. We really do on this lineup. We need 1 more receiver for the week 11 bye, which is way in advance. There's gonna be so many waiver wires at this point. But
who's left here?
Let's just see if there's anybody. There's some interesting guys. Kevin White, you can take a chance on. Doxson, John Ross, those kind of guys, right? Zay Jones.
Yeah, it's like Marvin Jones. I mean, there's actually.
So I almost think with starting 3 receivers, getting a 6th receiver is not a terrible idea. Especially with the running backs.
I'm actually going to ask you this. In this situation, which I feel confident in our team, would you go ahead and take the top kicker?
I don't think I would at this point.
But I mean, the only reason I would at this point, I think I would
no one else you like here.
I don't think I would be disappointed for one more round.
Because or you like Henry a lot, but let's say they're like Zach Ertz. He's the only other tight end that interests me, but there's a lot of other guys.
I also don't skip around on kickers quite as much as I do for defenses. So I think getting a Matt Bryant in a Falcons, you can just make sure that you're good for the first 3 weeks at least.
I think I'd go Justin Tucker.
Or for Baltimore?
Yeah.
Really?
He's the number one ranked guy.
All right, well, I mean, that would be fine, too, just to get a very high one. Because that last round, if you pick last, it's just whoever.
Well, and the thing, because there's so many receivers. We're not sold on any of them. So
and I don't see one in particular that's going to crack it. And with that last bench spot, I already know it's going to break my heart to, cut him in order to pick someone else up.
Tucker's the consensus number one kicker right now. So
Is he really for Baltimore?
Oh, yeah. So I think you just go.
Sure.
We're going to take a chip. We're going to go what you normally wouldn't do at this point, but I feel confident what we have on our team.
Yeah. And with kickers, it's always hard to figure out because do you go for the person who you think they're going to get into the red zone a lot and fail?
Probably
kick 3 points.
We'll probably get a lot of backlash for this, for picking a kicker before we filled out our bench. But you know what? There's just so many guys that we do like that I'm okay with any of them. Might as well get the top guy at a position. That's kind of just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's how I think.
In defense, I switch defense more than I switch kicker.
I switched that a ton. So for this one, if I could pick one that was good for the first 2 weeks so I don't have to worry about it, that would be great. But you don't really know who's going to be...
We could have just gone kicker or defense there, but I'm just... the problem is right now, I'm just not sold on... I don't know defenses. Yeah, I got to look into it more. We got to figure out who's going to be the top. Because defenses seem to change every year.
Yeah.
Houston was good, but...
You can't tell
Denver's
until
been
you're
good,
about week 4 anyway.
Yeah, that's what I've seemed to find.
Longevity.
Is whoever goes into the years like, oh, this is for sure the top defense, it doesn't seem to happen. It doesn't. A couple weeks in, to say, okay, wait, this is the new defense to get. So, it's kind of what we'll look at. After Tucker, Andy Dalton, Tyrell Williams, Kevin White, Broncos D, Deontay Foreman, and Houston Texans D. So that leaves us here, wide receiver-wise, we want to pick one here. If we wanted to go defense, it's basically the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, basically, on special teams. That's interesting. That'd probably be the defense I'd pick if we look at wide receiver and think, is there anything that stands out yet? Or just... If you want Zay Jones, we definitely don't have to pick.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's very interesting guys even down further. I mean, Josh Gordon's 70th, but I don't think he's getting reinstated. Otherwise, Taylor Gabriel's down there. I had him ranked as my 50th overall. There's a bunch. I mean...
I'm almost thinking I just go defense here and get the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would too.
Tyreek Hill who could return kicks from
Marvin Jones is still there, and
that's our sixth receiver. I think you just get that defense that has the potential to.
I really like that pick of Casey actually because of
basically we just got Tyreek Hill on our team.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually really interesting.
The kick returns a true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the part that I'm interested.
Yeah. So we get in. So our final pick is I think a lot of defenses just went off the board after we did that. All right, so that went. After we picked Chiefs, Vikings, Cardinals, Patriots, Panthers, Jags, Rams, Steven Hauschka, the Buffalo kicker. Did you even realize he's with the Bills now?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to kickers enough yet. I just know that the main staples, if they're on a good offense, usually they'll be okay.
Gaskowski, Dan Bailey, Crosby,
and they kind of get back to normal then.
Yep. All right, so leaves us with whoever we want to end this draft. Zach Ertz hasn't been picked at tight end.
Ebron, O.J. Howard.
Yeah. So that shows me that we'll be able to pick up a pretty solid tight end when we need one. If Henry doesn't work out. Running back wise, Theo Riddick's there. Blunt. If Blunt had a team, we might think about it right now. The other guys, just nothing.
Terrence West is still there.
He's there. He's interesting too.
I mean, Dixon went, but
if you go with the sixth receiver that we need, what do you think here?
I mean, I'm really going for a guy that I think can produce and quite quickly. I kind of fell in love with Zay Jones just because of his upside with...
It's a flyer. Why not
with Watkins. We might have to get rid of him. But, I mean, you really can't go wrong here. You could go Marvin Jones.
If he doesn't work, who cares?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Back in the draft. So we'll just pick Zay Jones. He's our flyer here. So that was... They gave our draft.
Us?
They did rank us.
That's hilarious.
They gave us a B- for that draft, which... It was interesting. We went with the interesting strategy of getting Rodgers there. That was.
I wonder if picking a kicker early hurt us.
It might have. Who knows? But see, at that point, there's just so many guys that and I'm not strong on any of them at this point, this early in the process. Yeah. But let's look at our team here. Quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. We got the best quarterback. I'm excited about that.
Number one with a bullet.
Running back wise, we got LaShawn McCoy, Devontae Freeman. I think we got 2 top 10 running backs.
I do too.
our backups to them, Mark Ingram, Doug Martin, Derrick Henry.
I think it's phenomenal bench.
I like Doug Martin as our fourth. He's going to go. He's suspended for first 3 games?
Yeah.
We don't need him until week 5, I think it is, or something like that with our bye situation. We don't need him until week 5. So I like that. Wide receivers. We got Keenan Allen, Dante Moncrief, Jarvis Landry, Martavis Bryant, Calvin Benjamin, and then you got Zay Jones there. And so there's not like 100% sure thing because there's some injury risk here, but if Jarvis Landry's solid. But then we did get we got the Martavis Bryant. Wild card there. We got the injury risk guys in Keenan Allen, Dante Moncrief, Calvin Benjamin, but we have a lot of potential there.
I think what I love about that is
wide receivers so deep.
I think we made up for it with the bulk of it because one injury is not going to hurt us at all.
Yep.
And I truly believe that those top 3 guys, I think Martavis Bryant will turn into one of our top 3. I think he could be a wide receiver 2. Basically, I think we have Keenan Allen, which is a back-end wide receiver 1, and then Moncrief, Martavis Bryant, which are both wide receivers 2. I think would come out ahead.
Yep.
And I think we got a steal with Hunter Henry, too, that late in the draft.
And then the Chiefs and Justin Tucker, which I think that we got really top. We got a lot of top players. Yeah, I like where we're at.
We don't have one of those. We don't have like a Mike Evans, say, or which we could have had. But I think if you look at the other teams, I think you will find either they struggle mightily with running back, and I think that's going to be the difference. Yep. And especially getting Aaron Rodgers, I don't think any other team that gets drafted is going to be quite as strong as us as a whole.
Yeah, they put us as basically the 4th ranked team in this.
Oh, that'd be great. Actually, read off who
Let's see, the top one. This is who they went with top. Okay, I can see it.
Probably all the top 3
picks. They got Zeke, so it's the 3rd pick, which I love.
Exactly,
that's the pick I want, is the 3rd pick. And that's who ends up being the top. They went Zeke, then Dez. I like that. Gronk. Then they got Alshon Jeffrey, Terrell Pryor, Eddie Lacy, Russell Wilson as their quarterback. They got Powell and Snead. They got a lot of the guys we like.
Yeah, I actually love that team.
Right? They got it's players that we liked.
The only dangerous thing about that, and if Gronk stays healthy, that team is going to be unbelievable.
Yes,
but if he goes down, that's a tough one to swallow.
Lacy as their wide or running back 2 could be iffy, but they have Dez, Alshon, Terrell Pryor, Willie Snead, Corey Coleman.
They got Willie Snead too, which we love.
It's a lot of the guys that there's a lot of our targets there, so I like that. Let's see, the second team went. Their quarterback's Matt Ryan, David Johnson, of course.
So they have
Todd Gurley, could be real good. Who knows?
Hold on. So
Michael Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Golden Tate. Yeah.
So is it the top 3 teams? Are they the top 3 picks?
We'll see here. Then the third one ahead of us. No, it's not.
It's not. So it's
but
not
they went. They got Jameis as their quarterback. But they ranked as ahead of us. But the running back situation: Spencer Ware, Marshawn Lynch. I don't think we're as high as on those as maybe the ranks are.
Lynch is. I like Lynch quite a bit. I think Ware is. That's borderline, if any.
Then their other backups are Ty Montgomery, Latavius Murray, Danny Woodhead. I don't like the running back situation necessarily, but they're wide receivers: Mike Evans, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Jamison Crowder, Kevin Wood.
That's great though. The wide receivers are great, but I think their running back situation could really bite them.
Yep. Yeah. So that's kind of Yep. I think that's kind of what this says. Our strongest is quarterback, of course. I think our weakest starting position is tight end. It says
I'll take that.
Yeah, I can see that. It says we're the number 1 at quarterback. We're the number 1 at kicker.
That's funny.
Number 3 at running back. Okay with that.
Yeah, they'll take that.
4th best defense. We have the 5th best bench. 9th best, 9 out of 10 at wide receiver, and it's because I think we do value Allen and Moncrief probably slightly higher.
Oh yeah, without
than
doubt.
The ranks would. I think that's kind of what.
Well, also I think they're only ranking they're ranking the top 3. So if you have one of those major guys, you jump up a lot.
But yeah, we're off that with not an ideal pick position. I feel like in 7, got the 4th best team, which could be a lot higher if the wide receivers turn out.
But I mean, let's be honest. That's exactly what you want to do, though. Yeah. You basically take the players you know are guaranteed good players, and then you but you go for the guys that are going to give you the most value, which is what we did for wide receiver. And I think it saves us at running back as well. Yep. So I actually love our team. And the fact that we got, ranked that high, even with the wide receiver stable that we got, it's pretty high.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's not, I mean, you don't have to be the top. The ranks don't matter after week 1. Like,
I'll be honest,
the draft. It just doesn't.
Every year, there's websites you can go to in order to rank your teams after the fact. Every year, Craig goes in and throws in our... And every year, he is always ranked middle of the pack.
Yep.
And he always ends up near the top. It's almost a kiss of death to be ranked number one because you know that your just luck is going to run out.
I think that site did say you're too good. You were a lock for the playoffs, and you didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. But, all right. That was a fun little mock draft.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, just a little bonus episode for you. We'll be back next week. We'll do our quarterback ranks, our tight end ranks, and actually, who knows? Maybe we'll throw in another mock. Maybe we'll do like just a short rookie draft. I don't know, something. We'll see what's out there. It's always fun to do those and see what we would actually do when the players are on the board and we actually have to make a decision. It makes it a little more real than just throwing them in the rankings.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to you guys next week.